Strange things are happening to me, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy, with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I genuinely do hope that. Why wouldn't my microphone on move? Excuse me. Welcome back to not Chelsea news. There is Chelsea news to speak of today. It's all percolating. There might be an issue with Hakim Ziyech's transfer to Al Nassr. Is that where he's going? What, one of the Saudi clubs with a knee problem? Where's that come from? So we'll talk about that. Well, actually, you know what? We are going to put a pin in that. We'll do another Chelsea news video later. But today, we're going to look at the squad and see what's next, what's happening. Talk about how much money we've made. And where do we go from here? So thanks for joining me. Yada, 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 yada. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to support the content. But if you subscribe, hit the bell, baby. The sweet bell. Right. Our squad, look, man, I said it before, I'll say it again, hot dog. Chelsea have done some pretty impressive business in terms of, I say trimming the fat. I'd say absolutely shedding all the fat. We're shredded, you know. We're like 9% body fat. You can see veins. Okay, you can't see veins here. I'm still packing some jiggle. Yeah, but we're going to look at what's left and who's probably still going to go from the Chelsea website, no less. And, yeah, man, where do we go from here? Let's just have a look. Right. Ding. Here we go. So this is the Chelsea website. I feel like I should make this slightly smaller because the right column, you can't really see that much. There you go. Is that good? That's perfect, Jan. Perfect. Right, so here we are. Goalkeepers. We got 3 at the moment, which you could say is enough. Should we keep Gaga Slanina? But yes, of course, Kepa Arrizabalaga. It does increasingly look like Chelsea's number 1 will remain Kepa, and Pochettino is okay with that. If that is the truth, then I am okay with that. Many people are being like, oh, Kepa again. But I think everyone's traumatized and wants deep change. He makes good saves. He can make saves in big moments. He has got his weaknesses, but maybe still being in his 20s, there's a chance he could iron them out. Pochettino backs his goalkeeping coach to do so. Now, we can move on. The other 2 goalkeepers, Marcus Bernelli is extended for this upcoming season. I believe it's to do so to continue as the third choice goalkeeper. I think he knows that as well. It's a very peculiar life being third choice, but it's a pretty darn easy life. You probably get let's be real, like what do you get as a third choice goalkeeper? 15, 20k a week or something, as like a senior goalkeeper. But you know, he gets to live in Chelsea, he gets to train, travel around, like be one of the boys, keep fit. It's not a bad life, really, is it? It's not a life full of glory, but still it looks like he's happy to maintain. He's younger than Edouard Mendy. Yeah. Only just, I think. But I think, younger than Edouard Mendy, which makes you think, you know. So Gaga Slanina, really impressive. We spoke about Chelsea being linked with that other young goalkeeper, which would, if I was Gaga, I'd be upset with that. He's, Slanina's 19. He's highly rated. I don't know. I'd be peeved off if someone brought in a 21-year-old and I'm 19. I'm trying to find a way into the Chelsea first team, even if that's, with a loan period away. Chelsea may still buy a second goalkeeper, but we're not going to sell anyone else. So we aren't going to sell Kepa Arrizabalaga. That was the story for a while. That is not the case. Now, pretty simple. Benoit Badiashile is staying. He was a great piece of business for Chelsea. Was he just under 30 million? He's like 28 million or something? I can't remember exactly. Left-sided, left-footed, centre-back. Very good, very tall, very strong. Looked like he had no issue playing in the Premier League. He is staying. Thiago Silva also has come out and said, look, fellas, I'm staying in this crap show. I'm going down with this sinking ship. I jest. Hopefully the ship has actually finished sinking, and now we've got all the heavy players out, the 47 players. It's actually starting to ascend to the surface to reclaim further sailing glory. Thiago Silva likely to be captain of that ship. Bang, that worked. Yeah. Trevor Chalobah tweeting out sad stuff about Mason Mount leaving. I don't think he is. I think he will remain. He could still be sold. There is a idea that if an offer came in for Trevor Chalobah that was significant, and why wouldn't it be? He's a young, Premier League proven He's played in Europe. Has he played in Europe? Yeah. Anyway, he's playing really well. He's played really well. He's still very young. He's played in Ligue 1. He's got European League experience. Chelsea don't need to sell him, but if they got an opportunity, yet again, he represents, like Mason Mount, like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and the rest of them, pure profit because he's an academy graduate. So if someone waves, to be honest, like £25 million underneath their noses, I think 25 million and above, these people will take it. And it will still leave us with 4 centre-backs. Of course, he's not listed here, but Levi Colwill as well. So it would be Badiashile, Levi Colwill, Thiago Silva, and Wesley Fofana, who for some reason is down there. I don't know why they just don't keep the centre-backs together. But we'll see. I think he'll stay, personally. Of course, there is no discussion on Chelsea's first choice fullbacks / wingbacks. I love how it's put defender for Reece James because he can play in a back three. Shout out to Reece James, who replied to a tweet. I don't know if you guys saw this. Someone said, Reece James to Arsenal, who says no? And then he says, I say no. And then, Chelsea, got on it and said one of our own. And then, there's a social media post of him in front of the Arsenal fans looking at them and they're all giving it some. It's John Terry style. Who was it John Terry did it to? Those fans. It's not Leeds. No, it wouldn't have been Leeds. It's 2. Was it Villa? I can't remember. No, it wasn't Villa because Villa fans like him now. Anyway, there's a famous picture of John Terry. The fans giving it to him. It's probably like Liverpool or someone. So yes, shout out Reece James. In the time of turbulence and uncertainty, there is a essence of proper Chelsea, as it were, seeping through. Now, Cesar Azpilicueta, current club captain, I think will be released, put out to pasture, taken out the back. Now he'll go to Inter, I'm pretty certain, and what an incredible servant to the club he's been. So that's another one down, man. Marc Cucurella, the sort of what happened kind of guy, definitely overpaid for him, but a defender and wing back, when really he's neither of those. He's probably a left back. He can't play wing back well. I mean, you maybe I don't know, left centre back. He's still left a lot to be desired because he's quite small as well. He's not very tall. Look, there's a footballer in there in Marc Cucurella, and this is really this season, his second season will be his last chance, which is wild. Really thinking he's a £62 million signing. We'll see what Pochettino does with him. But at the moment, you'd have to say, coaching, hardcore coaching with the new gaffer, a solid option to play behind Ben Chilwell. Way less offensive than Ben Chilwell, but maybe that will be needed in certain games. Have to see. Wesley Fofana, pretty easy, absolute stud. He will stay. He will start. He will play right centre back. Certainly if Thiago Silva doesn't start, but for me, Wes, what I'd do, right? If I was Poch, I'd try and get my Vertonghen and Alderweireld developed early, that partnership. I mean, they were incredible, those 2 centre-backs together. In fact, the whole back 4 were great. In hindsight, that Tottenham team were very good in 2016 and 17 or whatever. So, he might think, right, he might even think, like, just, Levi Colwill maybe, but he might think, right, just give me the French lads, because obviously they were both Belgian. Alderweireld, Vertonghen, maybe that had something to do with their chemistry, but maybe he thinks, give me both of the French lads, Fofana and Badiashile, right foot, left foot, put them next to each other, they're both young, let me develop them together, and they'll be my, Alderweireld and Vertonghen, maybe. Regardless, he ain't going anywhere. Even Ampadu is a tough one. I think he'll go, and it is a shame because he's so versatile. He really is. He's played all over midfield and defence, and he's played at right back. I think Sarri put him on a right back at one point years ago. Obviously, Wales international. He's got loads of caps for Wales. He's got value in him. He's played for three different Serie A teams, or at least 2. 3 want him. He's had so many loans. The multiple Serie A loans, the Sheffield United loan, the failed RB Leipzig loan, when I was really excited for him to go and play under Nagelsmann, but he wasn't really utilised. And it's, he cannot be loaned anymore. He will be sold. I don't think, I mean, he centre-back midfielder, it'd probably be an option in the Mauricio Pochettino system. He could do the Eric Dyer, the CDM that drops into centre-back. To be honest, considering he's a centre-back and midfielder, that would probably be perfect. Will he get looked at in pre-season? I'm not so sure. Levi Colwill absolutely stays. Chelsea do not want to let him go. He's 19. He's so good, and he's got no problem playing in the Premier League. Malo Gusto, yes, fine. Our backup right back, our Marc Cucurella on the right hand side, except hopefully a lot more dynamic. He really, really highly rated, the young French right back. I'm not sure he's going to take Reece James's spot, but his quality will push Reece James. And if Reece James has a bad game, you got a guy to come off. If he can come off and you can put Gusto on to go bang right up and down the flank and put loads of crosses in. And, Reece gets a lot of injuries. You've just got a wicked guy weighing in the wings there. Baba Rahman, I don't know, how is this guy still in the books? Like, he keeps just spawning on the Chelsea squad list every now and again. Like, he disappears for like a couple of seasons. And then he just turns up again. Like, what is going... I mean, he'll go, surely. Malang Sarr, Chelsea are going to sell him probably to Strasbourg, who looks like Patrick Vieira is being appointed as the Strasbourg manager. Of course, the latest acquisition to the Chelsea ownership group, Blue Co. It's like the City group, Man City, Blue Co. Chelsea, kind of makes sense. Nice name. Now probably be a good signing for Strasbourg. Although... Malang Sarr, I don't think he'd be happy about that necessarily. I mean, he's French, be going back to the French club. Patrick Vieira's French, whatever. And Strasbourg, I've got a positive trajectory, I guess. Now they've been purchased by Blue Co. But, he was playing really well for Nice. We got him on a free, but loads of clubs wanted him, because he was highly rated in the free transfer. He wouldn't re-sign with Nice because he knew he had big opportunities in front of him. We represented the best one. He knew he'd go on loan initially, which he did. And then we utilised them afterwards. Anyway, point being, he to go back to Liga, just to go to Strasbourg, maybe he thinks it's underwhelming, and he's played like Champions League football and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, he'll still probably be on a better wage packet, and that will be sort of maybe funneled by Chelsea. Who knows? But he will go. Enzo Fernandez, of course, stays. Kante has already gone. Loftus-Cheek, as far as we are concerned, has already gone. He's probably completed his medical by now in Milan. It might be announced today by Chelsea. We salute Loftus-Cheek. Well, as we always do, we'll probably say that once more when he goes. Mason Mount, yeah, he's gone. £60 million, 55 plus 5 to Manchester United. 12 months left on his deal. It's with a heavy heart we say goodbye to Mason, but we move on. If you want my in-depth response about how I feel about him going to United, watch my previous upload where I speak about it in detail. Dennis Zakaria, we hardly knew ye. It looked for maybe 2 or 3 games that you could be seriously helpful when his buyout clause was his buy clause was like 20 million. It looked seriously like an option for a while. Really strong, sort of kind of destroyer profile. But I think maybe that was just because we were lacking that profile, and obviously something like Caicedo would be a lot better for us. Conor Gallagher, I think, stays. I think he does stay. I think you can play him in 2 different positions in the 4-2-3-1. I think you can play him in the 8 pivot, running around next to maybe like a Caicedo if Enzo is not playing or whatever. Or you play him in the number 10 when Nkunku comes off. So I think he will stay, and the fact that we've sold Mason Mount and Loftus-Cheek for pure profit, these boys, I think he does stay, and I think he's got an opportunity to prove to people that he can do stuff. Oh, we already know that, but you know what I mean, like be a real significant figure in the Chelsea team. Carney Chukwuemeka, he'd probably really benefit from a loan, a good loan. He's a very good player, of course. A lot of people would say, well, keep Carney Chukwuemeka over Mason Mount, and that's fine. People might prefer his style, on how he is on the ball, but I'm not sure it will happen. I don't think until we buy, Caicedo, maybe another one, and definitely make sure Gallagher's staying, because we're short of midfielders, dude. Like, if you think about midfielders, who have we got? All right, so we've got Fernandez, Gallagher. And, we need Caicedo just to make those starting double pivot. We need that. I need that. We need that. Pep Guardiola meme. I think I did that quite well. So Chukwuemeka, if we buy another midfield, if we buy Gabri Vega, I think he goes on loan, I guess. Tino Andrin, I think he's sold a loan. Forgotten talent, you know. Frank gave him his debut. Great player. Don't know. Well, here you go. Midfielder, Lewis Hall. Oh, well, yeah, he's a defender because he's played at left back. We won't. I mean, do we trust him at left back over Cucurella to be that dynamic up and down left back? Because remember, Pochettino's fullbacks stay forwards. So maybe you do, right? And also, we don't know what's happening with Ian Maatsen, you know, who should be returning from loan from Burnley, even though they want to buy him. But Lewis Hall's very good. He's very good. There's been times when he played against Manchester City twice last season and was like our best player. Treble winning Manchester City. I mean, that in itself says a lot, right? It's, you know, you'd play him in a 4-3-3. You'd play him as like a number 8 or a 3-4-3 is then one of the double sixes. I don't know if you play him in a double pivot. Maybe you do. I don't know enough about him really. Apart from what I've seen him play out of position, playing very well by the way. Aubameyang will absolutely go one way or another, even if we have to pay a little bit to release him because we don't want his extortionate wages and this space in the squad. Pulisic will go. He wants to go. He wants to go to Milan. He'll probably go to Milan or Juventus. I think personally we will find a deal with AC Milan. Who would he play though? So I guess he'll play right wing. There'll be a front three of what? Giroud, Pulisic, and Rafa Leao. Or is he a backup to Leao? Or do they play a 4-2-3-1 and he plays as number 10? Who knows? I'd be very interested to learn though. But this is the exciting thing. Unexpected exciting thing about such a profound mass exodus that loads of your players that are leaving that high profile, you're actually quite interested in seeing where they go. They're not like, you know, conventional Deadwood. Like, they're still really high profile. Pulisic, Mount, Havertz, really high profile in their own right for different reasons. Like Pulisic, US men's national team, playing really well, still young, you know, had good moments at Chelsea. You know, Mount and Havertz are self-explanatory. So going to see them in their new clubs and where they will play, like, you know, Kai Havertz is going to be a number 8 at Arsenal. Mason Mount will probably be in the number 8, up behind Bruno, and also be able to play where Bruno is. Pulisic, where's he going to play? At Milan. Should he go to Milan? Very interesting indeed. My computer's making a loud noise. Also, him going would vacate the number 10. And in fact, of course, Aubameyang going would vacate the number 9. 2 iconic shirt numbers, conventionally. Where will they go? Will Jackson take the 9 and Nkunku take the 10? I think probably. Joao Felix has returned back to Leti after a loan. Many people were frustrated about that, but Poch didn't want him. Mudryk obviously stays. He's got a lot of opportunity. He might take the number 7 shirt. I hadn't considered that. Actually, or Sterling. I think Sterling would take the number 7 shirt. And then maybe Mudryk takes the 17, you know, like change the numbers around unless he's got an affiliation with the number 15. But yeah, Mudryk absolutely stays. I think he's going to be initially an impact sub and eventually a starter for Chelsea. Raheem Sterling definitely stays. And for my money, he starts. He starts on the left wing. He's been training like an absolute beast in the off-season, preparing himself for pre-season. And I've got a big respect for that. I'm really looking forward to seeing, if, you know, because he's a great player, Sterling, really experienced, and he'll be despite only being 28, he'll be a senior player in the attack, and we'll need that. Pochettino will turn to him, so I'm glad that he's going Super Saiyan in training. Bria, obviously keep, so highly rated by Chelsea Football Club. You know, he'll play. He might not start. Will come off the bench. Ziyech, we're trying to get him to I think it's Al Nassr, but there's been a problem with his medical. It looks like, in that case, he hasn't been over the line before the soft deadline, which isn't the worst thing in the world, because out of all of the other players who have been confirmed and sold, like Edouard Mendy and Khalidou Koulibaly, they've been sold. They've been sold for higher wage for transfer fees. Ziyech will be sold for £8 million, so it's not like a travesty if that doesn't happen. It's just about getting his wages off the books more than anything. David Datro Fofana, he should go on loan. He's got loan opportunities. Maybe he'll go to Strasbourg. French speaker, of course. Yeah, Nice. He apparently prefers Nice. So do I. On the Riviera, beautiful. But yeah, he'll go on loan. Noni Madueke staying, our only conventional right winger as things stand, with perhaps Raheem Sterling moving over wings to cover, and maybe even Nicholas Jackson, should he sign, going there as well. Hudson-Odoi will be sold. He's got many suitors, a few in the Premier League, not on the top echelons as he used to have. Now it's like, West Ham and Nottingham Forest and stuff like that. West Ham, if he goes to West Ham, he plays in the Europa League, which ain't bad, because they've won the conference. And then Lukaku, of course, is a really, really difficult one, but Chelsea are currently negotiating with Inter to get yet another loan, but with an obligation to buy. So we're done with him. We are done, which we're essentially trying to get 30 million for him after another year's loan. So it'll be 30 million for a 31-year-old Lukaku with 2 years left on his deal, which is pretty stinging, but this is a problem that the new ownership have inherited. Woo! There's probably some others that I've missed that's not listed on the website. Let me know if there is. Comment down below. I'll be very interested in your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the squad and where we're going and what's next. This is a lot of players there for Poch to work with. Of course, Nkunku's not even listed there, and Jackson's likely to sign. So I'm very interested to learn what you think. Comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you later for Chelsea news. Mwah!